Hey, what's up, fellas? This is Dr. Varun Gandhi, back from the Gandhi TV, your one stop shop to elevate your consciousness. I want to talk about an event that recently happened and then dive deeper into the mindsets and the emotions behind it. So, I recently attended a party at someone's house, and during dinner, I was sitting at a table with other guests. And I was observing a couple other guests, and this is what I saw. There were two people, good friends. They were talking in English, and all of a sudden, they switched their language to Gujarati, which is native from the state of Gujarat. So that got me curious, and then I began to observe the contents of their conversation, because I happen to know the language. And I realized that they were making fun of someone sitting at the other end of the table, at their end of the table, right in front of them. They were making fun of that person. And they switched language because the other person was non-Indian. Now they're making fun of the way the person dressed, the clothes that they were wearing, material stuff, bullshit. So this is what happened. This is what I observed. Well, one of them earlier was talking about mindsets and transformation and how they lost weight. And then now here they're sitting in front of the person and talking about them in a different language. So now that person's mindset is in such a place where it's in such scarcity, where they are projecting their own feelings about themselves onto this other person. And you hear it coming out in this conversation, eloquently, as they were talking. But it felt like a punch in the gut to me. You know, one thing is I didn't step up and say anything, which I should have. And I wanted to tell them that what they're saying about that other person is actually true about them. That people in our lives are reflections of ourselves. What you see in another person is actually what is an aspect of you. And you see that in another person only because you can only identify that in another person because you can identify that within yourself. So if you get upset at someone because of something that they did to you, instead of blaming them, think about it as they're teaching you a lesson. Now you can analyze that situation objectively and understand what triggered you to get upset. What about them that triggered you? Because that is something within you that if you work on yourselves, you will never have that trigger again. To realize that all the people, all the relationships that exist in your lives are mirrors of you. What you see in them is what you see in yourself. If you see good in other people, that means you also see good in yourself. If you're giving love to other people, that means you have that love within yourself. You have that love for yourself. But vice versa is also true. If you're hating other people, it means you have hate inside of you and you're hating a part of yourself. So everyone around us are mirrors of ourselves, and we can learn a lesson about who we are from the people around us. That's the purpose. That's the reason we're attracting them, because we find them a certain way, a good, a good way, like, oh, I think they're generous, or I think they're charming. Or it could be where you're, making fun of them in a certain way, or making fun of the way they look, or making, talking about their language, the way they talk. So what you see in other people is also what you see in yourself. We have to understand that. When we understand that, now you'll stop making fun of other people and actually look at it as if, hey, there's something inside of me that's that way. Why? Let me look at myself now. We can go all day long talking about other people. We can go all day long talking about other people. But can you talk about yourself? Can you start focusing your energies on yourself? Other people are distractions for you. You're gaining nothing by talking about other people, by pointing out their flaws, unless you're seriously and genuinely helping them out. But if your only motive is to make fun of other people, then you're actually making fun of yourself. You have to understand that. We have to realize that. All relationships are mirrors of different aspects of ourselves. When we can understand these different aspects of ourselves, this is your journey of self-realization. This is your journey to love. We are sent on this earth in the quest of love. And if you can start loving yourself, meaning start understanding all of these different aspects of yourself that you see in other people, now you're beginning to love yourself in different ways. You're finding more ways to love yourself. When you begin to love yourself in this way, you're going to have a lot more energy in your body. And you get to a certain point where this energy is constant, and now you can start giving from this energy. That's the source. You're deeply connected with source, where the love is already within you. Your cup is overflowing, and now you can start, let that overflowing cup just overflow into other people's cups. You are so full all the time that you just have to go out and give and give and give. When you're coming from that state, from that place in life, then you'll see everything as love. You'll see everything as a different way of understanding love. So I hope you guys get the message that let's not point fingers and make fun of other people, but instead place a mirror in front of them, and now you can talk. Because you're talking to yourself. You're talking to yourself. That's the most important, is to talk about yourself and find more ways in which you can love yourself, because those are unlimited. And we have to discover them, because that's what's going to release a lot more energy inside of us. So by the way, I'm writing an ebook about self-love. So that's coming out very soon, and I'm going to put it up on my website. You can check that out, drvarungandhi.com. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. I'd love it if you comment. Let me know what you think about these videos. I get these topics at random, or I see events like today's topic. I see events that happen, I want to talk about them. That's where I get my materials. If you see anything, if you want to talk about anything, please let me know, and I could bring it up in a different way. I'd love to hear from you guys. So keep posting your comments, keep spreading the love, keep sharing the message. It's all love over here on my end. You can look me up on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Just search Dr. Varun Gandhi and you'll find me. Subscribe to me, guys. I love you guys, and It's all love over here. So love, abundance, and peace to you guys. Take care.